Rick, as we're entering this season, it's obviously very stressful. And you talk about uric acid and the survival switch. But I want to talk about just the survival switch as far as the stress that we're under and how much worse that stress of making getting all of the gifts for everybody, the financial stressors, the non-caloric stressors that are making this so much worse on our bodies and putting us into that survival mode, and how that changes our metabolism.
Well, I would almost say that we're going into a fat mode more than anything else. But basically, there are a few things. One is that our work really suggests, along with Rob, that sugar is a major, one of the major culprits driving the obesity epidemic. And high fructose corn syrup is really the big player because they both contain really sugar, fructose and glucose. And so these are being put in all these foods that we're eating and is driving a lot of this epidemic. But our work also shows that the body can make sugar and it can make fructose and it makes it from carbs and those it makes it from things like rice and pancakes and bread and cereals. And so we can get a double whammy. We first eat the sugar that we put on our food, and then we make the sugar in our body. And what you're talking about stress is that it turns out that there's several ways that the body makes fructose, and it makes it from carbs, but it's stimulated by stress, and it's stimulated by things like dehydration. It's stimulated by salt, but it can be. There's some evidence that even emotional stress and so forth may be enough to activate this switch that helps convert carbs to sugar.
There,
Um, that last thing, there's some evidence for it, but it's not as strong as some of the other evidence. So it's we believe that it's real, but I think we need to do more studies to prove that. But I think emotional stress is activation of the sympathetic nervous system and things like that can also play a role in triggering this switch.
Absolutely. I mean, I see it myself. I see it in a lot of clients who say, I haven't changed anything. I'm eating all the right things and away from processed foods. At least they're telling me that. And I've put on 10 pounds. And, we were talking before we came on that whether it's an emotional stress or a physical stressor, like these non-caloric toxins that come into the body that overload the liver and cause the body to gain weight, lower ATP. That's where people get confused. And then they think, well, I might as well just get into the Haagen-Dazs and drink the bottle of wine because I'm not getting results anyways, right?
And I will tell you, a Haagen-Dazs float in a Cabernet is, by far the best holiday drink there ever was.
Exactly. And it will lower your stress for a moment.
I think Santa Claus could go on Ozempic. That's what I think.
Well, and I want to get into that in down the road at the end of the hour, but
I think that's their next commercial pitch, Rick.